Hey everybody, clearing cosmic consciousness, some lapis coming in today. This is going to be a divine masculine check-in. We are going to look at what are these masculines thinking about in their own lives at this time. What are they thinking about regarding their feminine? What are these masculines considering as a result of the factors in their life and what they are mulling over regarding their feminine? And some advice. When I was doing the pre-shuffle, I did not clearly get if the advice was going to be for the masculines or for the feminines, so it's just going to be in general regarding what we see here for the masculines. Okay, one more deck to shuffle. Oh, I did open some sessions, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I have a membership area. I do Zoom meetings there for free. I pull cards for people for free in the membership area. Once you've committed to the membership, I'm regularly involved there, talking to people. Had a 3-hour Zoom, just chit-chatting with the activation members yesterday. Anyways, it's good stuff, but like, subscribe, and if you want a personal session, those links are below. I do have some space next week, so get it. All right, here we go. Masculines. How are they thinking about things in their own life? Okay, ooh. Star path of destiny. This can mean that they're losing hope or something isn't as easy as they thought it would be. The star in the reverse can be an immediate energy, like the things we've been wishing for are no longer out there. We're starting to see them come in, or it can be a little bit daunting, is the word I just heard. To imagine that they have a higher calling. They're starting to feel their potential, but not really knowing what to do with it. It doesn't have an instruction manual. So masculines, if you're watching, this is it's a good sign actually, because this means you can start to walk one step in front of the other without ego being involved. When we are at this place of humility, where we don't actually think we know the answers, we can be higher, we can be guided on Most High. The divine uses ordinary people, I just heard. So yeah, masculines are realizing that they've been going on a lot of ego in their lives, and things are getting real in a different way. Emotional authenticity, genuine energy. Their sensitivities are expanding. What are they thinking about their feminines right now? Knight of Wands in the inverse. This is the player, hot and cold. In the upright, it's like temptation, fickle, one-night stands, just for sex kind of energy. In the inverse, they're beginning to see a deepening, a depth in these connections that hadn't captured their attention like this before. Something you do makes it seem effortless, and they very much admire you. I'm not sure I'm feeling them putting the feminine on the pedestal here, but it's more accessible, like, that's my person. There's a confidence there. What are they intending here? 3 of Cups. They want to deepen this more than friendship, or more than friends with benefits. If you've had something that hasn't fully kicked off in the past, they want to lay this strong foundation. They're acknowledging that a foundation has sufficiently been laid to warrant actual love coming in. So they may have tried to keep emotions out of it before. They may have tried to keep it in a physical assessment, but it's creeping in there, I heard, and they can't deny it. They have genuine adoration for you. Advice, the Lovers, children of the voice of the divine. So we just saw that the masculines are realizing that in order to walk sure-footed into uncharted territory, they have to be divinely guided. They have to be a child of God and listen to that higher guidance. So feminines, continue listening to that in your side of the energy. What can we see for how the masculines are navigating these connections, looking at their feminine with regard to what's going on in their own lives? We get the Wheel of Fortune in the inverse. That followed the star in the inverse. So they really are trying to figure out where their belonging is in the greater fabric of humanity, what their contribution to the world is. And so while they're defining that, exploring it, deepening that, with regard to divine feminine, this is sort of an only time will tell, but it's only a matter of time. They feel like it's aligned. They feel like it will come in. It also feels like something big is coming for these masculines on a new level of consciousness, of service, of purpose, but they don't have that dialed in just yet, and so they aren't quite sure how it will unfold with you specifically, feminines. How are they thinking of feminines? Unconditional love. Seven of Cups is lots of options. In the upright, it's confusion, it's kind of cloudy thinking, it's overwhelm. In the inverse like this, they know you're the one. They don't have other options. But this unconditional love demands that they trust that if you truly are the one divinely orchestrated for them, that they don't have to worry, rush, be less than genuine. They don't have to distract themselves or put pressure on themselves to come into this connection sooner than is warranted, but they can just sink into trusting divine guidance, and that when it's meant to, things will click into place. The moon, yeah, things feel hidden from them too. So if you're wondering specifics, feminines, your masculine doesn't know. It's not like they have it all figured out and they're just keeping it from you. They are heavily guided by higher awarenesses, and it's a mystery even to them what will happen in the near future as far as timing and this star path of destiny, this bigger purpose emerging, coming in for them right now. What is the advice? The Foolish Man in the inverse, the spirit of ether. So this is the new beginning that's coming in, but it's being done behind the scenes, independent, in sovereign ways, in unison. And only the divine knows how it will ultimately work together. How are these masculines viewing the connections on the heart space? They know there's more going on here than meets the eye, but they are working on this foundation in the physical as well. So in order to go all in these connections, they're setting the appropriate stage, energetically aligning with their higher calling, so that that is established before coming into sacred union. So that it's not a competition between what they're meant to do in this life and love. So many times in karmic situations, we put our plans on the back burner and make the relationship our purpose, and that's a recipe for disaster. So these masculines are allowing it to unfold authentically by putting this divinely orchestrated purpose first and diving into what this can be. Setting that foundation. What can we see for how they're looking at the feminine? Temperance. They know that until they step onto their purpose path, that they are not fully healed. It does go hand in hand. When we find the solutions that we've needed, we can give those solutions to humanity. And so until we heal fully, we don't really have a firm grasp handle on the solutions in a translatable way that we can convey and have it appeal on the level of use out into the world, application and direction and languaging. Until we've firmly anchored it in, we can't share it in a way that is able to be received. There's a lot to do with timing and tact and method of delivery and outlets, niche, that these masculines are in the process of obtaining that higher instruction right now. But it goes hand in hand with their worthiness, feeling as though they have the stamina, the focus, the righteousness. Purpose, true life purpose, is connected to righteousness. So if we are spending our time idly, sinfully, recklessly, rebelliously, we don't come into our purpose. We can't have both. So these masculines are in the balancing, and when they go all in with their whole heart to being of service, when they reach a level of healing that it's a joy to give back, this is when they no longer are choosing lower vibrational usages of their energy and time. And they get very, very productive on purpose. What can we see for more energy? Yeah, self-love. So they can't love you if they don't have the love to give, feminines. And even though karmic situations are well-meaning, in karmic situations, neither person has the love to give. It really is a sincere journey of mastery when we desire true love. And so part of true love means that we are at a developmental stage where we're healed primarily, and now able to start giving back. Then and only then can we trust ourselves and know ourselves enough to contribute into a true love relationship. Hurt people. So we can love unconditionally at a distance, but we don't have to slam together in relationships. If it's not beneficial to do so, we can keep healing independently and then come together when the coast is clear. What is the advice? 7 of Cups, seeing through that confusion, focusing on unconditional love. It's not an either or. There's no contest here. It's just now the unfolding. What can we see on the heart space? What are these masculines thinking about? Judgment, revelation. So their eyes are being opened to the path of peace. There's a dove here. So right now their eyes are being opened in their lives, primarily with the ways that they used to undermine themselves by getting into karmic situations, by going against their intuition, by doing anything lower vibrational. They see how distracting one day, one evening, one night of rebellion or deferring or taking a shortcut or dropping the ball, how that actually creates a series of distractions that take them off path. So they're seeing the discipline. On the heart space, they know that it's either aligned or not, and when they go against what their heart's alignment is telling them, it never turns out productive or balanced or highly achieving, I just heard. So they're learning this recipe for success, that righteousness actually begets blessing, abundance, that application, that they can apply themselves and be diligent, and then they get the results. That manifestation isn't woo-woo. It is showing up with consistency and not straying from that. So their own self-worth and those devil energies would tell them they're not cool enough, fun enough, attractive enough if they're not living the life. But they can't have their highest timeline if they sell themselves short. And undermine with rebellion. So they're very much thinking about this, feeling it on their heart space. How does this relate to the feminine? The moon, they see the depth available here. You are the one person in their life that can meet them on this, I heard, abundant, affluent, ambitious path. So they see you navigating your life. They see into the core of you and how you are so divinely feminine. They are seeing you for the sincerity and the capacity you have been bringing to your life. You have been an example to them, feminines, that they have not seen in others, that they felt the shoes were too big to match, and they were skeptical. They did not necessarily see you at the place you're at now when they first met you. But they are seeing that revealed more and more as you continue to heal and balance out. It's becoming more and more evident to them that you're growing in all the right directions, feminines. Their eyes are being opened to the essence of you and your progress. 3 of Swords. So they are torn right now. They're between a rock and a hard place. There's peer pressure. There's a cool guy factor at play. It's interesting because this star path of destiny, sometimes we can do things for fame and fortune purpose, and sometimes we can do it because we're divinely guided. So they're seeing through the illusion of charisma right now. So true, authentic magnetism is exuded when we're in alignment. It's not an act. It's not a character role. It's not pretentious. It's not feigned. And so whatever is going on with the 3 of Swords, this is 2 paths pulling at them, and then this truth that stands in the middle. So they're looking at a persona that they feel pressured to convey, and then their genuine essence. I believe that they are anchoring this baseline because they see their feminine in such a genuine alignment on such a deep level that it's helping these masculines weed out the masks that they're tempted to wear. What can we see for advice? 9 of Wands, Lord of great strength. So it takes a lot of strength to admit to ourselves when we are deluding ourselves, deceiving ourselves, lying to ourselves about our own worth. We feel like we have to construct a persona when we don't love ourselves and see ourselves for who we all, or who we really are in its entirety. And when we are afraid to bring that to the world, we create safety constructs. And it takes great strength to see that authenticity actually wins the day. If every person on the planet was their true authentic self, everything would fall into place beautifully, and we'd all be in safety and trust, because what you see is what you would get. So these masculines are understanding that true charisma and magnetism comes from being authentic and in alignment to who they really are, because they're seeing that evidence in you, feminines. How beautiful. What can we see for how these masculines want to manifest going forward? They want to be this King of Wands divine masculine. They want to be a chieftain, a leader. They want to follow divine guidance. They want to be a channel. They want to be a way shower. They want to be embodied wisdom. They want to be authentic. They don't need to be popular. They want to represent higher wisdom and truth. Ooh, there's the Star. They don't know how this is necessarily going to unfold in their life, but they do need to focus on this. This is the Star in the inverse again. So they're not reinventing themselves, but they are tuning into the version they've hid from the world. They don't know how long this is going to take them to feel at home in their skin, feminines, but they do know that your paths are connected this way. You are instrumental in some regard for them finding themselves this way. They can't pull the wool over your eyes. You call them on things you don't even know you're calling them out on, is what I just heard. How you respond, when you respond. They can tell because you're a sacred mirror for them when they are hitting their authentic truth. The snake's tongue here, they can sense when you know that they know that you know that they know kind of energy. And Seven of Swords, yeah, they can't pull the wool over your eyes. So as they step into their true self, they're also seeing how you respond or not, how you receive them or not, in various ways, in subtle ways. Wow, and the moon in the inverse. So there's a deep, deep revelation of things that we haven't seen on such a level yet. This is true bonding, camaraderie, affiliation, admiration, depth. This is, I heard, the juices of the ride or die formula. Nice. So there is a deepening here. And that doesn't necessarily mean sharing emotions and communicating about that, but imitation is the surest form of flattery. There is some sort of an emulation here where the masculines are drawing from your authenticity, feminines not in a stealing your energy kind of way, but an example, an inspiration here. And it's really astounding how when people are authentic, you can see very deeply into human nature and into the nature of reality. It's kind of like hidden in plain sight, or common sense, energetic common sense. Wow, that was a term that channeled through about a year ago consistently. So the masculines are seeing, feminines, that you make energetic common sense out of being authentic. And that they are now seeing how simple it is to just relax and be themselves. 22. What is the action these masculines are taking? Sovereignty, financial stability. They've eradicated codependency. They've come into safety, security, true security. Their money story is balancing out. How are they thinking of the feminine? Oh, the lovers. They feel like they can match you. They feel like they're getting to a place of competency and wholeness where they could actually feel like it's believable you could love someone like them. I just heard. Oh. Four of Cups. So this is the coming back around. Many times these masculines go prodigal. They kind of get a reality check that things can't go forward the way things are, and they suddenly see how much further they still have to go, and then they go off to up level. This is a coming back around because they've achieved, they've accomplished some degree of security that was inspired by this love, by this connection, by the pursuit of authentic truth. And so it feels as though they're coming back around to experience this sacred mirror. I'm just hearing, once I come back for good, I'm never going anywhere. Three of Pentacles. So again, the advice is the Three of Pentacles in the inverse. Keep working on the things that are more than meets the eye, but being diligent in the 3D. So allowing the deeper meanings to become commonplace, I just heard. The deeper awarenesses, the authentic truth, the foundational truth to be the primary inspiration, intention for doing things. It's not just for show, not just wishful thinking, not just good on paper. This is digging deep into intrinsic motivations, righteous motivations, joyful and aligned purpose-filled motivations. What is the biggest challenge for these masculines? Deepening from the friendship, allowing the emotions to flow freely here. Getting to the stage of development where these connections and the love that we have can be celebrated. And manifesting advancement with the feminines. Making it happen, pulling the strings, go time, I just heard. So these masculines are considering what they can do to bring these connections forward a step. Six of Cups, that's the reunion card. So they're looking at how they can connect that will be deeply meaningful, do it justice, do this connection justice, honor who you truly are to them. They're looking at ways to acknowledge you, feminines, and this connection as a firm, solid place in their life. I'm hearing that Bryan Adams song, Everything I Do It For You. I haven't heard that song in a long time. Advice, King of Cups. This is moving forward emotionally, going all in emotionally. So I just went, they're ramping up to actually tell you how they feel, feminines. And that doesn't mean lamenting hurt feelings and how things aren't balanced. This is really acknowledging how much they appreciate you. So the justified, founded ways that they admire you. I just saw a message that I didn't personally want to see. It may not be in the physical. It may be through a message. It may be through a post. It may be through a phone call. They might not do this in person. That's why I went, oh. But it does feel like they're going to find a way. I just heard sending you flowers, delivery, sending you a Christmas present, a surprise. They want to make something happen to acknowledge you, to give back to you for what you've given to them. It may not be spending time in the physical with them, though. It may be through another means. What is the solution to this challenge of wanting to deepen things in the right ways? Looking at what doesn't work briefly. Don't get stuck there, but facing any kind of anxiety, because anxieties do tell us, they are very telling about head and heart misalignment. And so when it's not genuine, we're in anxiety. When we're telling ourselves big lies or going down a rabbit hole, a slippery slope, faulty logic, suffering, that's anxiety. So the solution is to not delude yourselves, masculines, and to really look at the things that don't feel right, that your intuition does tell you are not aligned, and to not do those things because these create heartache. So that can be any times you flat out said you don't have feelings for your person, or any times you have gone ghost without communicating, or any times you've said one thing and done another, or any times you've done things and not told your feminines and there's been ambiguity. So you know what you have done in this situation and in others that didn't sit well with your soul, masculines. And so it's time to take a look at how you've done that and how you don't want to do that here with this feminine going forward. What is going to happen? Knight of Swords. So appropriate communication. So yeah, I am getting, it may not be a physical meetup, but you will get appropriate communication. I'm feeling like these masculines will not be able to put it down until they acknowledge in some way. And this can be in a message, it can be on the phone. various ways, but this is the fungus that infests the ants' brains and kind of runs the show. So this idea that the masculines cannot reproduce this gnarly past way of handling things, or avoiding handling things, or expressing how they truly feel, it's going to eat them up and, run the show until they actually come clean with this. So for some, they won't be able to spend time at ease in the physical until they clear the air with an apology, or with setting the record straight that they have loved you all along, or appreciated you all along, or felt like you intimidated them. Whatever it is for each masculine, it feels like they're going to admit this secret shame that they've been carrying about how great they do think you are, and how they haven't acknowledged that they've made it weird. They're going to acknowledge that they've made something weird in your connection. Knight of Pentacles, yeah, they're going to offer you something genuine. Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. Now, we know this is the King of Cups speaking through these messengers, through these smaller gestures, and it is because they want things to be good when you're physically together. They want to clear the air so that you're not going to have to work on that part or mistrust them when they come in fully. So they're setting the stage by starting to make amends for their side of the energy and how they have mishandled you in some way. What is the direction in the near future? Ooh, tact and timing. So instead of unduly withholding, they're going to speak and act. Instead of speaking and acting in lower vibrational ways, they're going to speak and act with grace. So there's a lot of productive assessment and actions, alignment happening for the masculines. With regard to the feminines, we get the Seven of Swords, which is the strategy, the secret strategy, for a second time in the inverse. This means you're going to see this happening, feminines. You're going to start realizing there's a change that has been occurring, and that your masculine is no longer perpetuating heartache. They're beginning to do things in a more honorable, noble, respectful, sincere, authentic, genuine way. You're going to see this. Temperance, so a great deal of healing has already happened, but the grounding of the fulfilled, healed destiny requires we develop this connection together through authentic, real, raw, genuine, free-flowing communication, communion. This does not mean hashing out things that end up going karmic in well, you did this, so it's okay that I did this, and deferring and blaming and victim. These are two healed people that have taken full accountability and now are able to say, this is how I know I've done wrong, and now that I see the light, this is the way that I know it has to be, because this is the gold standard, and I understand the value in that righteous standard now, and I see how I did not meet that standard before. By being able to admit this, confess it, acknowledge it, speak it out, there is a new level of healing that has come into these connections. Emperor, Son of the Morning. So this could be a message that comes to you in the morning. It is a new dawn, a new day. I'm seeing Taurus in this card. So this is where the masculines are coming correct, and embodying the energy of them doing their best. Yes, it benefits your relationship, feminines. A healthy relationship requires that two people are accountable and truthful and trustworthy and authentic. But people pretend all the time because they haven't established a foundation, and we call that a karmic relationship. These emperors have been holding back, developing this integrity, and it does look like these emperors are now going to be coming forward, showing you more of who they have become. Okay, let's get one energetic card for the masculines that may have watched this. Gate of returning. Yeah, so these masculines are coming in with an apology, with an acknowledgement, with gratitude, with joy, with celebration, with honor, with respect, with kindness, with love. Entrance, death, rebirth, and passage. This is a rite of passage. What can we see for the feminines? Wow, that was fast. Galactic transporter, adventure, exploration, discovery. So you'll know this message is for you if you have been doing you and loving your life and on a grand adventure where you've been okay on your own, where you've released this counterpart and only desired it to come back if it was in your highest timelines. And, you know, looking at the moon here, you have been pondering on a cosmic level what is best for you. You're not willing to settle for anything less than authentic and accountable. And for those feminines who you've seen yourself come through that, this masculine, your masculine, is union ready here. Okay, many blessings. Bye for now.